Darian Thomas is the youngest guy here. He should be better. His teeth are sharper. He's younger. He should be able to go after it.
Do you ever think about what these people go through after the contest, or is that just me?
This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Roberto, and today is the 4th of July, meaning as you saw at the top of the cold open, it's the one day of year we celebrate competitive eating. And it also means in honor of America's birthday, we get to hear from the greatest movie president in history, Bill Pullman.
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
But this thing had some drama earlier this morning, as it was initially delayed due to bad weather, and at one point the event was officially shut down due to lightning, which caused outrage all over the internet, and arguably the best tweet of the day right here. Yeah, what a novel idea, eating indoors. Alas, this thing eventually got going a couple hours later, and gave us the privilege to watch one of the most dominant competitors of our era, Joey Chestnut. He's a 15-time champion at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, and altogether holds 55 total food world records. Now let's look at this resume one more time, because we see the hot dog record is 76 dogs in 10 minutes. And thanks to our friends at FanDuel, we knew the over-under going into today. That was 72.5 dogs, with some hot dog juice on the under, which seems like a pretty perfect line. And the weather did not slow Chestnut down, as he absolutely crushed the field, eating 62 dogs or 6.2 dogs per minute, which yes, normally we should be impressed by, but he's done more. It was one below his total last year, and way below the total set on FanDuel. So while he did win in dominating fashion, you underbetters are cashing. It's Chestnut's 8th straight title, the second time he has won 8 straight. And he is now a 16-time Nathan's hot dog eating champion. And honestly, good for you, man. I don't know what you do for the indigestion afterwards. You're gonna have to, I don't know, put out a list of tips or something. Is it Tums? It's Tums, isn't it? To the association, and things seem to be a little quiet on the Lillard and Harden fronts. What we are hearing is that Portland is not at all impressed with the package Miami has to offer for Lillard. Specifically Tyler Hero, who would be the centerpiece of a Miami offer. With more, here's Willie.
Portland doesn't have interest in bringing in Tyler Hero. Their group already is built around young guards. And so I think for Portland, they're going to take their time with this process, and start to build out what the best offers would be elsewhere. But when it comes to Miami, I think for the Blazers, their focus is elsewhere on getting maximum value for Lillard.
Now, Windhorst said yesterday and Woj reiterated today, this one could drag on for a while. But with the opening of Summer League in Sacramento yesterday, it looks like one of Miami's assets in Jaime Jaquez is already upping his value, as the 18th pick in this year's draft went off in his Summer League debut, dropping 22 points in 22 minutes, including getting 3 triples. And he wasn't the only one turning heads in his Summer League debut, as last year's second overall pick, Chet Holmgren, was a beast against the Jazz. We cannot wait to see Chet in the NBA and this amazing class of rookies. The long weekend and start of NHL Free Agency is over, and while many big names are officially off the board, there's still a ton of great players out there looking for a new home. Let's start with Patrick Kane, who was the player everyone wanted at the deadline. At 34, Kane is a free agent, which is not something he's had a lot of experience with, but he could be an impactful player for a contending team, as he still put up 57 points last year, and another 6 in the playoffs. After him, if you're looking for a top 6 player, you might be out of luck. Yes, Patrice Bergeron and David Krejci are technically free agents, but it feels like with both of them, it's either Boston or nothing. The most interesting option outside of those 3 might be Thomas Tatar, who quietly put together a wonderful season with the Devils, but was a huge no-show in the playoffs. So if there aren't really any huge impact players available, what can teams do to get guys of that caliber? The only answer is the offer sheet, which we don't see enough of. But taking advantage of it or trading for an RFA is definitely an avenue to explore. Alex DeBrincat is at the top of the RFA list, and it seems like the Sens are trying to trade him. The other names on that RFA list are not in the same boat, and their teams would love to work something out. That list includes Trevor Zegras, Vince Dunn, Trey Terry, Keandre Miller, Evan Bouchard, and Alexis Lafreniere. Time now for my favorite segment and yours, Why We Love Sports Today.
Why we love sports today.
And there's no context to include in this video, let's just watch it again and enjoy. Oh. One more time. That's the way I'm gonna bat from now on. Just hit it backwards. This whole time, you're just hitting it backwards. Okay, we've seen some great kick-up circles before, sometimes even by NHLers before a game. But this one from Brazil has a certain flair and style to it that we don't really see in North America. Dang, kid, go off. Wow. We love the spin moves. We love a good spin move. Whoa, girl! Come on! The kickback? Okay, playing basketball is fun, but wouldn't it be more fun if you could dunk like an NBA player? Well, you can do just that in the Legacy League, because they only have 8.5-foot rims, meaning everyone looks like Vince Carter. Okay. Ooh, okay. Alright. Yeah.
Boo!
The raise the roof? I'm sorry, that would actually be me. Wait, does that mean I could play in this league and still look cool? Now joined by my Kujina, Julia, to share your talk some women's hockey. Julia, great to see ya.
Hello, Marissa. Yeah, a lot going on between Speak Now Taylor's version coming out July 7th and one league coming in women's hockey in January. Let's go.
There's nothing more on brand for us than talking hockey and Taylor Swift. It's been a whirlwind week for women's hockey, but it looks like we're now on a path to see a new league that starts this winter. Take us through exactly what happened here, because I know it was a little confusing.
This was a crazy sequence of events, Marissa. Not one that I saw coming, not one that anyone I've spoken to in women's hockey has seen coming. And let me be clear, we all saw the PWHPA-backed league coming ever since this group of players got together in 2019 and decided that they wanted a better, more sustainable future for women in professional hockey. That's been coming. But the PHF has been thriving in its own right. And these two leagues have talked time and time again, and they just have never been able to get on the same page. So it was understood that there was just going to be two leagues in North American professional women's hockey. And everything changed last week in a really kind of explosive and dramatic way. The PHF and all of its assets were acquired by Billie Jean King Enterprises and the Mark Walter Group. And that terminated all the contracts of the players currently playing in the PHF. We've since learned that those players have gotten a period of benefits and severances, which was really good news. But either way, those players were plunged into a period of confusion. So it's really important to remember those players, I think, in this really exciting period for women's hockey. That being said, though, we're going to have a league in January. The best players in the world are all going to be playing in it, and apparently players from the PHF and the PWHPA will have equal opportunity to make these teams. So it's a really exciting time right now, Marissa. Even though this happened in a weird way, it is better for the future of the game. There will be less professional women's hockey teams, but the quality of the talent on those teams will be higher.
Are there any other hurdles that still need to be cleared to ensure that we're playing hockey in January?
Are there any hurdles? I don't think so, Marissa. The hurdle would have been the fact that the players in the PWHPA felt very, very strongly about having their CBA ratified before play began in this league. And that is very notable because it is the first time ever in North American women's professional sports that has happened. The WNBA, the league, which a lot of the players in professional women's hockey have referenced as kind of the blueprint, the goal as to what they want to create, didn't have their CBA ratified until they'd already been playing for a couple of years. So that's a really landmark thing for women's hockey, to be the first ever professional women's league to have their CBA ratified before they started playing. So I don't think there's anything standing in the way between me and you enjoying some really cool professional women's hockey in January, and hopefully getting to cover that league.
Kujina, thank you so much for breaking this all down for us. We cannot wait.
Thank you, Marissa. It's a really exciting time.
That's all for today. We'll see you back at tomorrow at 3 New Pacific. Have a good one.